the influence on artists. We're joined by Hamish, the reviews editor of NME magazine.
Hey.
Hamish, I appreciate you joining us. First of all, a strange place to hear the news.
Yeah,
The world's biggest music festival, the world's biggest music star.
I think everyone's just, the general feeling is everyone's just a bit shell-shocked by it, you know. It's very, very strange news, you know. And I think it meant a lot to anyone of my age or younger, or, you know, he's our Elvis to an extent, you know, just a crazy pop star, just, you know, amazing music, you know, that he made, whatever else happened, you know. I think people should always just remember him for the music, you know. Because just, you know, probably the last in the line of those pop stars that are just mad famous, crazy.
I imagine you, like me, I mean, we grew up when he was around, and yet he was maybe not, we didn't know so much about him, and yet you end up knowing everything about him and knowing all the songs. He seems one of those characters that, whether or not you're an uber fan or whether you're just a casual fan, those songs don't go away, do they?
Well, you know, I was an uber fan, you know, when I was little, and I still am, you know. I mean, kind of taught everyone how to dance, how to sing. Just beautiful songs, you know, beautiful songs, you know. Some of the best pop music that's ever been made. And, well, you know, I'm sorry if it's a bit not as eloquent as I'd like to be. I'm just a bit shocked about it, you know. Respect to people in tears, you know. It's meant a lot to a lot of people, you know. Just fabulous pop star, what can you say?
As regards to influence on a lot of today's music, there's people that you maybe see reviewing NME and things like that. I mean, it's quite far and wide-spreading, isn't it? Is there any artists that spring to mind in particular that you think sort of took their...
Well, you know, I mean, there's hundreds of people who, you know, everyone has been influenced by, you know, think about Ian Brown from the Stone Roses covered his tracks, and, you know, there's just loads of bands that, you know, just, if you got the funk, you're into Michael Jackson, you know. That's the way it is, you know. It's just, apart from just being a great singer and a great pop star, he's made some incredible records, some incredible grooves, and, you know, that seeps into everything that we do, you know. It's what it's about. It's about, you know, really, really, really good, exciting music, and that's what he did, you know. That's what he's always done. He's always did just an exciting, immediate pop music, and that's kind of what we're about. That's our bread and butter, really, you know.
Particularly sad, obviously, given that this was meant to be 3 weeks away from what was meant to be his comeback, what we were being told would be the king of pop back on his
yeah, well, I mean, it's a shame, you know, because he, you know, I think everyone was willing him to get back to his best, you know, and do something really incredible, win it back from obviously all the things that people, you know, were talking about and stuff, but it's not to be. But, you know, I still think the music will live on. I don't think it's going to be to his detriment, you know. I mean, I just hope that people remember the music rather than all the other stuff, because at the end of the day, one of the best musicians that ever lived, you know, and I mean that, like, in terms of the Beatles, Stones, Elvis Presley, he's up there, you know, and he's the modern equivalent of that, and, you know, people just respect the music and, you know, respect that. He was a troubled character for certain, but, you know, he made some amazing records, you know, and he's just a pop star, you know, great pop star.
Hamish, thanks ever so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time here at the Glastonbury Festival. As we say, everyone is shocked. Emily Evis herself, of course, the daughter of Michael Evis, the organiser, has already put a message on the website just sort of expressing her